Cowboy was part of the original restoration crew in the reality television series American Restoration. He enjoyed a bit of face and name recognition from when the show was launched in October 2010. So when it was abruptly canceled after 4 years without any explanation by its producers, fans wondered what happened to him, especially when the show rebooted 2 years later and he wasn't part of the main cast. Since the emergence of reality TV, the genre has taken various forms, often met with mixed reviews from traditionalists. However, a unique format emerged that captured the essence of unique and extraordinary businesses and their expertise without the use of reenactments. This innovative approach led to the creation of a new era in TV programming. American Restoration chronicled the daily activities of Rick's Restorations, restoring practically anything under the sun. The origins of American Restoration can be traced back to one of History Channel's biggest hits, Pawn Stars. Rick Dale, the owner of Rick's Restorations, frequently appeared on that TV show as an expert consultant on vintage collectibles. His extensive knowledge and captivating personality quickly made him a fan favorite. And recognizing the potential, the network offered Rick his own TV series. Rick was unsure about the concept of a reality show centered around restorations, but eventually overcame his reservations and completed filming of the first season. At the forefront of Rick's Restorations were the dedicated individuals who brought their unique skills and expertise to the table. Many of them were Rick Dale's family members, such as his brother Ron and stepson Bretley, who served as the pickers in the team. His daughter, Ally, and niece, Michelle, managed the front office, while his son Tyler was the shop's foreman, and his wife, Kelly, oversaw business operations. The specialists were Rick's core crew, who made each restoration project doable, no matter how difficult. For instance, when a project needed an assembler and fabricator, Rick relied on Kyle Astorga. If the restoration needed a talented lettering artist to do the design, he called for Ted Haig. Similarly, if the shop needed a master woodworker and expert metal polisher, he trusted Cowboy to get the job done. One of the main reasons why American Restoration captured the interest of viewers was that it focused not solely on the transformation of old items, but it also delved into the preservation of history itself. Each episode showcased the meticulous restoration process, from addressing mechanical issues to replicating intricate details, including restoring original finishes. The cast and crew tried their best to maintain the authenticity and historical accuracy of every artifact they worked on. With a deep respect for craftsmanship, they aimed to breathe new life into these items, while preserving their unique stories and cultural significance. There was little information shared publicly by History Channel about Kevin "Cowboy" Lowry, aside from being the resident grouch in American Restoration. Neither Cowboy nor any of his co-stars ever talked about his personal life. The only certainty was that he was friends with Kyle Astorga, who was in charge of the assembly line in the shop. Initially, he was only seen briefly in each episode during the early seasons of the show, but was eventually given more screen time. Ever since the reality TV genre became such a huge hit, the market's been saturated with too many TV stars, because it gave that elusive chance for people from such a huge range of backgrounds to make an appearance on the small screen. Many character types aligned with cultural stereotypes were seen in most of the reality shows. Some of them would be known as the scrounger, the screaming bitch, the spoiled manipulative queen bee, etc. Cowboy was the grumpy, bad-tempered dude who couldn't care less what other people think of him. Whether it was a scripted character that he was tasked to play in the show, or he was the real deal, no one would know for sure, although some fans who met him personally said that he was just like that in person. There was one fan who claimed that his American Restoration shop tour in Vegas was ruined due to Cowboy's rude behavior. Apparently, he told the fan that he doesn't do pictures. However, other fans said that if that was his real personality, they didn't think he would last in his job at Rick's Restorations for long. Cowboy may be highly skilled, but not that extraordinarily special to have his irritable personality tolerated just like that. It was interesting to note that while Cowboy projected a grumpy personality and made statements intentionally or accidentally that were designed to irritate people around him, more often than not, he would impart his knowledge to the younger members of the restoration crew. When Tyler couldn't get the metal right as it kept on bending when he was sandblasting it, Cowboy told the team to use walnut powder instead of sand. There were also many instances when he would remind them to be extra careful, taking out parts of the vintage objects that they were fixing. He also advised them that it would be best to be quiet on someone else's property when retrieving artifacts that they would be restoring. Rick said that one of Cowboy's reliable skills, aside from being great in woodworking projects, was that he was exceptional in tearing things apart. It complemented well with Kyle Astorga's talent, which was to ensure that no part would be lost, so they could reassemble it easily. Since Cowboy had excellent carpentry skills acquired through years of experience, he could easily see how an object was put together, which made it simple for him to figure out how to deconstruct it. This ability helped Rick in working on tedious projects, but with strict deadlines. American Restoration had one of the highest TV ratings on the History Channel. It achieved the record of having 6.5 million viewers of the episode entitled Pick, Pawn, and Polish. It averaged close to 3 million views per week and was seen in about 90 countries. Clearly, restoring objects from the past was of huge interest for many people around the world. Here are some of the most notable ones that were restored in the show. Iconic vintage Coca-Cola machines, which had been a recurring theme on the show, often dating back to the mid-20th century, underwent a meticulous restoration process to reclaim their former glory. Every aspect from intricate mechanical repairs to expert repainting and rebranding was carefully executed, breathing new life into these treasured artifacts. The restoration not only revived the nostalgia and enchantment associated with these beloved pieces as part of American culture, but also paid homage to the amazing craftsmanship of skilled workers of the bygone era. When the shop hosted a sale, many buyers were ready to buy these vending machines. Cowboy had embraced the challenge of restoring historic signs and neon lights, rekindling the vibrant glow of bygone times. Whether it's a timeless neon open sign or a grand vintage advertisement, the crew undertook a painstaking restoration process. They expertly repaired the electrical components, provided tedious metalwork through refurbishment, which was one of Cowboy's abilities, and applied fresh coats of paint to revive the signage's original allure. These thoroughly restored signs serve as tangible reminders of a nostalgic era. Some businesses still prefer to use this type of signage today. The restoration of these intricate and often whimsical pieces demanded fastidious care to ensure their proper functionality, while preserving their original aesthetics. Even if Cowboy rarely smiled in American Restoration, all the restored projects brought some sort of delight and sentimentality in him. Some people thought that they never really took anything seriously, but most of the clients they had in the show were happy with the outcome. The crew even had a great time restoring toys, particularly those three-wheeled bicycles, which they all wanted to be the ones to test drive. There was a popular proverb, "All good things must come to an end," but still many fans were shocked that American Restoration was canceled back in 2016. There was considerable speculation on why it happened, as most people believed that it was doing well. Since most TV executives wouldn't take the time to release an official statement about it, here are some of those possible reasons that the fans talked about on different social media platforms. One of the most logical reasons for canceling a TV series is if it experiences a significant drop in viewership. Ratings play a significant role in the continuation of a TV series, as networks rely quite heavily on advertising revenues, and a higher viewership would mean more advertisers paying for commercials. Network executives use ratings to determine the popularity of a program and set advertising rates accordingly. The audience size of American Restoration had probably declined significantly over recent seasons, which led History Channel to fire the original cast, including Cowboy, as it would no longer be financially feasible to continue. The most buzzworthy rumor that came out when it was reported that American Restoration was no longer returning after its 7th season was that Cowboy's boss, Rick Dale, had creative differences with the producers of the show. That was a polite way of putting it, but there was talk that Rick became difficult to work with, and the network didn't want to put up with it any longer. The producers could easily replace them with a new cast, which they eventually did after its 2-year hiatus. However, some TV insiders said that the show had reached a natural conclusion, and that they'd explored all the storylines or reached the threshold of concepts that they liked to tackle. As loyal fans of American Restoration continued discussing the cancellation of the show online, more interesting rumors came out. One of them highlighted the dissatisfaction of certain clients who claimed to have received substandard and shabby restoration work from Rick's Restoration. Even those observant viewers at home noticed a decline in the level of quality control evident in some work carried out. Online comments from fans indicated instances of chipped paint on restored items and improperly installed parts on certain machinery. Many viewers expressed the belief that Rick's crew had taken on projects that exceeded their capabilities. At times, it appeared that they approached their work carelessly, neglecting the seriousness it demanded, or that they were so pressed for time that close enough was near enough. A former client who was featured in the show was rumored to lodge a complaint, but Rick's crew failed to address it until it gained traction on social media. With all the rumors that came out, no one in the cast, including Cowboy, ever talked about it, even on their social media pages, until its main star broke his silence and uploaded a video talking about the whole event. It was triggered by a reboot of the show in 2018, which featured a new cast. They were caught off guard since they all thought that the TV show was canceled for other reasons, and were shocked that all this time History Channel was cooking up a reboot. Rick detailed the emotions that he felt when he learned about it, and even encouraged their fans to leave messages on the official social media pages of the show to support the outrage that they also felt about the whole debacle. A lot of speculation was cleared up after the reboot was announced. Rick and his crew had been let go by the TV network. Rather than the show being canceled, the cast were simply replaced. Reports suggested that the production company responsible for the TV show, Left Field Pictures, failed to reach a favorable agreement with Rick Dale. Allegedly, Rick was determined to secure a new contract with a substantial increase in appearance fees. With no resolution in sight to kickstart a new season, the production company reportedly proposed a solution to the TV executives by introducing a new cast, ultimately approved by the cable network. The decision to upload the video proved to be unwise, as it didn't bring any benefits to Rick and his crew, similar to what had occurred with the Change.org petition allegedly started by their devoted fans, to convince History Channel to bring back the original cast. Regrettably, the petition failed to gather even 20 signatures, delivering a clear message to Rick Dale and his crew. It became evident that the public's interest had waned considerably. It seemed that the rebooted show also didn't capture viewers' attention, probably because of the negative controversies surrounding it, or because people wanted something completely new. After the cancellation and reboot controversy died down, there were no more Cowboy sightings on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter. The last time that he was featured on the official Instagram page of Rick's Restoration was in January 2016. Initially, people thought that he was no longer part of Rick's crew, but on the tours that were offered to fans of their Las Vegas shop after the TV show was canceled, Cowboy's name was still in the marquee. Fans were convinced that when American Restoration started, he was somehow reluctant to be part of the show, but didn't have any choice since he was actually working for Rick Dale, so was automatically included in the cast. Cowboy was seen again in 2019 via Rick Restoration's Facebook page. He looked a little bit slimmer, and fans were ecstatic to see that he was still part of the crew. His boss, Rick Dale, announced on his Facebook page that he was to make a comeback on History Channel with a new show entitled American Restoration Truck Edition. But sadly, it didn't take off. When the Vegas shop tour stopped and Rick's shop was officially closed, no one heard of Cowboy again. Fans could only speculate that he was probably still doing metal polishing and carpentry for another shop, since Rick was no longer in the restoration industry. American Restoration enthralled audiences with its captivating exploration of the art of restoring such a variety of articles. Through the dedicated efforts of Rick Dale and his talented team, including Cowboy's woodworking and metal polishing skills, historical artifacts were revived and their stories were shared with the world. With its mix of family dynamics, skilled craftsmanship, and a deep respect for history, the show inspired and reminded viewers, even for just 7 seasons, of the importance of preserving our collective past.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.